Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Fatur Rahman. I'm from English education student at Universitas Maritim Raja Ali Haji. Today I will review a journal for fulfill my assignment academic speaking course by Sir Muhammad Chandra from the title The Use of Podcast in Improving Student Speaking Skills from the writer by Iskandar Abdul Somad, Ahmad Bustari, and Diana Ahmad. Well, without wasting the time, let me begin. Podcast is a digital recording which contains a recorded program for television, radio, and interviews. Many researchers have discussed about the podcast as an alternative teaching media to support students developing their speaking skill. The part of the use of podcast in improving student speaking skill. The first is introduction, the second methodology, the third is conclusion. The first part is introduction. Speaking is widely known as an ability to share thoughts, ideas, and intentions to the other people by using a language in oral form. According to Shyama, speaking represents an interactive process which involves of producing and processing or receiving information to serve both interaction and transactions. In addition, Nunan mentioned that speaking is a productive skill which consists of systematic verbal utterances that carry out a meaning. This means that speaking plays an important role in communication. In most of non-native countries, for example, China, Vietnam, and Indonesia, most students may find speaking English in a good level of function is difficult. This is an evidence when we observe and interview teachers at senior high school 18 of Banda Aceh, Indonesia. Teachers at this school argue that the students face some difficulties in expressing ideas, choosing correct structures, lack of producing appropriate vocabulary, and producing correct pronunciation. These problems occur because the students have less exposure to speaking activity. Podcast as language learning material. In this global era, being able to speak English is essential for people to communicate with global community. To help non-native speakers to learn to speak this language, there are many kinds of technologies invented. According to Marshall, new opportunities can be gained by using technology. It offers users to connect with people around the world and gives a lot of unique perspective and experience. Speaking skill. Speaking is a productive skill that is similar to reading. It has its own genre as it has several stages to reach the goal using a language in an interactive way. Speaking involves sound to express meaning to make interaction occur. This means that speaking is an interactive process of communication that connects ideas between speaker and interlocutor with a certain purpose. Referring to Cheney and Burke, speaking is the process of sharing and constructing the sentence of using oral or verbal in variety contexts. Speaking and edge of making vocal sounds help to assure the listener in following messenger, convincing manner and thoughtful. Aspect of speaking. During speaking process occurred in interaction, there are several features of speaking involved. According to Duong, commonly thought of the most important aspect of speaking is grammar, fluency, accuracy, vocabulary, and pronunciation. The first is vocabulary. Vocabulary is a word which has its meaning in every function. Secondly is grammar. This is similar to rigid rules in oral and written form. Thirdly is pronunciation. This is the process of pronouncing a particular word in a proper manner. Fourthly is fluency. It means knowing about how he or she expresses about idea without using filling word and ah while talking to the other occurs. 5 is accuracy. According to Kuznets, accuracy refers to an understanding word right in structures, syntax, and better in catching the meaning of messages of language without a part of mistakes, and it does not cause hesitation in interaction. So the second part is methodology. The first, research method. This research employs a pre-experimental approach where one group pre-test and post-test design is involved. This research aims at finding out an actual description and to prove the hypothesis whether the use of podcast media in teaching could improve students' speaking skill, especially in fluency and pronunciation. The second, research instrument. The researchers collected the data by using a set of an oral test for pre-test and post-test. The pre-test was given to this experimental group to measure their ability prior the podcast media treatment. Conversely, post-test was conducted to measure the students' achievement in speaking after applying several treatments. The third, technique data collection. In conducting this research, 5 meetings were organized, including a pre-test, 3 treatment, and a post-test. Below is further explanation of how data collection done. The first, pre-test. In the first meeting, The researchers explain all steps in case avoiding misunderstanding process. Firstly, the researchers request all participants to listen to a podcast talk very carefully with the topic vegetable salad. The second, treatment. In the treatment meetings, the researchers use podcasts as the main media in improving the students' speaking skill. The third, post-test. At the end of the meeting, the researchers gave them a post-test. The specific aim of this post-test was to identify their improvement after such treatment session. The four, technique of data analysis. For data analysis, the researchers analyze students' score based on aspect of speaking proposed by Brown. Wherefore, each component of speaking was categorized into 4 band scales. The last part is conclusion. The researchers concluded that the podcast media demonstrated positive fruitions on students' speaking achievement. In addition, this media could cope with student problems in speaking, such as incorrect pronunciation and not good fluency. Okay, I think that's all from my presentation. Sorry if I have mispronunciation, and thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.